To properly dispose of these fuel canisters, you're supposed to puncture them. You can see that little bit right there, kind of little floppy bit there. But this right here is designed to safely get all the gas out of any remaining gas out of your canisters, and then puncture that canister so that you can properly dispose of it. What's up, internet? Current 1776 here in the woods, shooting a real quick product video for you. So today I'm going to show you real quick this handled from Outdoor Elements. It's this cool little pot gripper or pan gripper. If you got a little pan while you're out in camp cooking, it's kind of a problem solver of a couple things. One being, kind of helps you grab hot stuff off your fire or whatever heat source you're using today. I've got this little stove right here. So I'm heating up some water. And one thing that is sometimes an issue is, obviously, you're boiling water or you're cooking food or whatever, and the pot or the pan that you're using is extremely hot, and you have to either use some sort of improvised way to get your pot off the heat source without burning yourself, be it with sticks or with a bail or with a shamag to use as like a something to protect your hands. This guy right here is a gripper so that you can grip your pots and your pans and take them off of the fire without worrying about burning yourself. Now clearly a lot of pots and pans out there for camping uses have handles already on them. But sometimes those handles still get extremely hot. For instance, this one here, my stove is a little bit wider than my cup is right here that I'm using. I do have a handle right here, but that handle is getting extremely hot because the heat source is a little bit wider than my cup is right here. I've got some water in there that I'm waiting for it to boil. So even if I were to grab the handle that's already on my little pot right there, I'm going to burn myself. Of course, we keep handkerchiefs and shamags and things like that around that you can handle hot items with. But this right here, kind of a problem solver for that, because you can just grip that pot and take it right off your heat source. And that's whether you got it over a fire or coals or over a stove like this, so it really doesn't matter. If it gets hot, you don't want to touch it. So my water's starting to boil now, and obviously the handle on here is pretty hot. So there's the gripper there. So it's really simple. You just take the gripper, put it over the pot, and you can pick it up just like that, and I ain't got to worry about burning myself. So really cool little pot gripper. Works for all sorts of camping pots and pans that many of us have. It's a pretty useful little tool. I really dig it, especially when you're over a shore enough campfire on coals. Sometimes you have to sit it up in there pretty far, and the handles just get smoking freaking hot that come on them if they've already got a handle. So that's pretty much how it's used in grabbing your pots and pans, just like so. Very sturdy. It's got some little, I'm assuming those are little silicone little bumpers there, I'm gonna call them, kind of help grip the pot so it's not necessarily just metal on metal. It's nice and sturdy, you can pour with it, so it's very strong. Try not to get it on myself, but you can pour, do whatever you want to do with it. There's also another feature of this tool that's really handy. You can see that little bit right there kind of hanging off of there. I'll show you what that does in a minute. So I've got this fuel canister, and once it gets down so low that I can't use it or it's out, I've got to dispose of that. And to properly dispose of these canisters, you're supposed to puncture them. And there's many ways you can do that. You can can't say the G word on YouTube or take my freaking video down, but you can set it up and you can do a little pew pew at it and punch some holes in it. You can take a knife and jab at it, or a screwdriver, put it on there and hit it with a hammer and puncture it. But this right here is designed to safely get all the gas out of any remaining gas out of your canisters, and then puncture that canister so that you can properly dispose of it. Okay, so you got your canister here and it's pretty much done, right? It's not letting out enough gas for you to be able to cook on it properly, it's pretty much done and you need to dispose of it. So how do we use this tool right here to do that? Well, it's very simple. You can see here we've got a little pin. We're going to pull that pin, a little Carter pin, pull that pin out, and then you got the hinge pin. We're going to pull that hinge pin out right there. So now your two handles of your pot gripper come loose. This end that has the little floppy bit there also has on the inside, as you can see here, pull this little protective cover off, you've got a little spike, if you will. And then there's a little hole right here in this female piece. So this female piece screws onto the male piece of the canister, and it's going to allow any excess gas, any gas, you can hear it, very little. It allows any gas that's in here to come out, because you obviously don't want to puncture a canister that's got pressure in it, right? So you screw that on, it relieves any excess gas that is still inside of your container there. And now it's just as simple as like a hinge motion. That little spike there is hitting right there. You just press it in and you've punctured the canister. And you can just go around, puncture it a few more times, unscrew it, and now you have a canister that has been properly punctured for disposal. So now this can just go in the trash and you're good to go. No pressurized containers in the trash. That's not good. They go to compacting stuff and all that. So that is the Outdoor Element handled little pot gripper and canister recycle tool. So you put your hinge pin back in, put your little keeper back in, your little Carter pin, and now you got your pot gripper back. You can grab your pots and your pans while you're in camp. You ain't gotta worry about burning your digits. Yeehaw. I freaking like that, man. That's a cool little tool right there. It's compact, doesn't take up any space, it's extremely light. Outdoor Elements, just, I really like their company because they have products that are problem solvers, and it's really, really cool. So that's the Outdoor Element handled. That's a donkey. You can put your little rubber protector back on there if you want to. It's not necessary, but you can put that back on. And yeah, there you go. I dig that little tool, and it was featured in Mission 86 of Battlebox. So everybody that got Mission 86 of Battlebox got that little pot gripper right there. Yeehaw. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching. Please like, comment down below, share with your friends, hit the subscribe icon, hit the bell icon so you're notified of more videos coming out. I'll see you next time with another little product review right here at Battlebox. Yeehaw. Love you, mean it. See you next time.